which typically in technical parlance means that subsequent to this consolidation, prices might break out and move higher. This is typically what happens after prices consolidate in this kind of a range. So interesting thing is to note the volumes. They peak whenever prices come down towards 2,900, hinting that there is some accumulation going on around those levels. So you go back in history, you look at 2007 to 2011, is exactly what happened. It moved in a very similar range, and then it just broke out. Fundamentals might not support it at this point in time. It is absolutely neutral now, which is why it's difficult to digest that prices can go up from here. But believe me, technical analysis is something which always gives you an early sign towards what can happen to a market. It's very easy to forecast, but of course you need a lot of experience. Despite all these negative fundamentals, there's a very clear indication that prices could really go forward. Going forward, prices can go up quite sharply. So we have two scenarios which I'm just going to dwell upon very quickly. The first scenario deals with this range which we're talking about, and the price is breaking out and testing 3,500 or thereabouts in the next 3 to 4 months. This or even it could extend as high as 3,800. So this is the price forecast for China futures based on technical analysis. And this is our technical target. We have 3,500 and then 3,800. Now, the second scenario deals with excessive fundamental bearishness having an influence on prices, and the prices going below 2,800 and then finding support somewhere near 2,500 to 600 levels again. This is again one more scenario we have to consider while doing technical analysis. But this is not my favored view. And I'd just like to take your attention back to a different market just to emphasize on my favored view, which is market to rise higher towards 3,500. This is a chart of soya oil. Now, I don't know how many of you are tracking soya oil, but there was a lot of negative talks and there was so much of negative fundamentals influencing the market lately. But for no reason, the market has bounced back almost 5 to 6%. Not on the back of fundamentals, but purely on a technical nature. So, very similarly, I think China futures is also sitting on that kind of a position where the fundamentals are extremely negative to neutral, but technically there are lots of signs that the market could go up. All it needs is some trigger, and I really don't know where the triggers will come from. But if it does, I think we'll see a good rally in our hands. So in conclusion, we anticipate the scenario 1 unfolding in the months to come, and we see the technical picture turning increasingly friendly and prices making multi-year highs while the fundamentals remain neutral. So with that, I'll end my presentation. Thank you very much. I'll take some questions if there are any.
Thank you, Mr. Gyanasekhar. Before we invite questions from the audience, I'll request Vijay to inform everybody about what are the incentives for hedgers in the futures market. Recently also, FMC has taken a number of measures to incentivize hedging. So maybe he can tell everyone.
Yeah, I think the objective to get more and more hedgers on the platform is paramount to enabling the risk management practice. So at NCDEX, we have normal speculative limits which are available to all participants on the exchange. But if there is a value chain participant who has a need for a larger limit, then that is given under a hedge code, and it is a hedge exemption. So he can have limits which are much bigger than the normal speculative limits. So far, one of the hesitations has been that there have been application of apart from the normal margin, additional margin and special margins on many commodities. So for a hedger who has a position on the physical side and a hedge on the exchange, those margins become very expensive. So one of the recent moves that the Commission has allowed is to exempt any hedger who has stocks and is aiming at delivery from the application of those margins. So this is, I think, a first and welcome step towards for hedgers who are in the process of delivering quantities. And I think going forward also this distinction between hedgers and speculators I think is paramount, and we are hoping that more hedgers take up these incentives and come on to the platform and make sure that their losses on account of speculation are limited.
Now we throw the floor open for questions. Do we have any questions from the audience? That's what happens on the last day. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. The only thing we've got to do right now is, of course, undoubtedly thank our speakers for being here with us. May I please request the Chairman Forex Market Commission to do us the honors and present our speakers with mementos. First off, to Vijay Kumar.
So can you give it to Vijay Kumar?
And to T. Gnanashekhar. May I please request Chairman, India Pulse and Grains Association, Mr. Praveen Dongre, to honor the Chairman Forward Markets Commission for his time here and for conceding to chair this session. Thank you, sir, for being here with us. You have elevated this conference to a new level. I would now like to request this panel for a group photograph with Mr. Praveen Dongre. One group photograph. Thank you, gentlemen. One of the great traditions about India is that we like to honor those who spend time with us for their expertise, their time, and of course their consideration, their guidance. One of the people we have to honor today is a gentleman who needs no introduction. He's been with the industry and a great support for quite a while. It is a strong support to the association and very especially to this conclave that we honor in a few brief moments today. May I please request Mr. Bhartiya to step up on stage to present this memento. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bhartiya needs no introduction. Great support of the organization and one of the strongest members of the association. May I request Mr. Praveen Dongre to step up and to present this honor. Ladies and gentlemen, this honor goes to a gentleman who's been a strong support to the association over the years, and very especially we'd like to thank him for being a strong support for this conclave. Please welcome Fakirchand Jindal, the man himself who represents and heads this wonderful group, to receive a memento. Thanking you, sir, for your support, not only to the association, but also to this Pulses Conclave, which has definitely been a success because of your partnership, because of your association and involvement. Thank you, sir. Gentlemen, legend Mr. Fakirchand Jindal has been a great help and support. He's been doing all the good work without actually being seen. So we thank him for being here, being the support. There are other people who also do good work and are also seen. One of them is going to be the person who steps up next to moderate this panel discussion on Desi chickpeas. You've seen her across all the channels. She has a wealth of information and she has a very incisive mind, besides, of course, looking extremely beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to moderate this Desi Chickpeas panel. Please welcome Manisha Gupta. Now, Manisha has got an extremely knowledgeable and intelligent panel with her today. I'd like to request them to please join up on stage. Please welcome Sanjeev Dubai of Grain Trend Private Limited. From Jindal Overseas Corporation, Pradeep Jindal. From GGN International, Nirav Desai. From Awam, Muhammad Ahmed. And from Superior Agro, Vikas Gupte. As the panel assembles, a few important announcements. One is we are still looking for a mobile phone that has been misplaced yesterday, so you come across a mobile, please let us know. Secondly, of course, there's no specific tea or coffee break right after lunch. You can step up anytime, pick up your cup of tea or coffee. Third and most importantly, many of you, especially those who are staying at this hotel, have left your luggages at the concierge or the left luggage counter without informing the desk that you are checked out. Well, if you haven't informed the desk physically and actually that you checked out, they cannot assume that you checked out, so that room is still there in your name and you might have to pay some damages. So if you've not informed the desk that you checked out, you have to go to the desk and tell the desk, the reception desk, that you checked out. Just leaving your luggage, the concierge or the bell desk does not help. That being said, what's of help is that we have a fantastic panel here, very knowledgeable, and we have the redoubtable Manisha Gupta to moderate this panel. With that, it's over to you, Manisha.
Thank you so much. As Mr. Abhishek was pointing out, yes, the last days has its disadvantages there, but thank you so much for being here. It has been an amazing experience to be here, to soak in all the knowledge, experience, and of course, networking with so many amazing people around here. With my esteemed panel, we are going to talk about Desi chickpeas, and we will try to get the best out in sense of price outlook, policy, demand, and supply as well. As per the second advance estimates, we are looking at perhaps 19.8 million tons of pulses output in the Rabi crop. We also are looking at perhaps 9.8 million tons of chickpeas. So while we were having breakfast in the morning, all of my panelists, while they disagree with the government numbers, they also disagree with the numbers that they have been holding with each others. So let's start with these numbers. Mr. Jindal, let's start with you first. What is your sense on the output this time around, and how much are you varying with the government numbers?
From my point of view, I think government never disclosed the hidden things, such as this number is given. It includes Kabuli chickpeas as well as maybe it includes peas, but definitely it includes Kabuli chickpeas. So from my point of view, if we include Kabuli chickpeas, it would be maximum 6.7 million ton, out of which 700,000 ton is Kabuli chickpeas. So chickpeas in total should not be more than 6 million ton.
Vikas ji, this one is to you. While we are looking at a good output this time around, the carry forward stock from the previous year also is on the higher side. Yeah. What's your sense on the kind of yields that we might be looking at this time around?
Carryover stock is around 4 lakh ton from the last year, and I think crop for this year is 65 lakh ton total crop, and out of which is 5 to 6 lakh ton Kabuli chickpeas. So total crop number is around, after deducting the seeding, for Desi chickpeas is 54 lakh ton.
Almost near your number, Mr. Jindal. Nirav, I know you have a presentation to make, but with both these numbers out, what's your sense? Are you somewhere near to these numbers?
Yeah, first, I would like to say the government numbers on the acreage, I don't totally agree. Yes, there has been increase in acreage, and but the acreage is not as high as the government has been putting. Last 1.5 to 2 years, as a company, we've been tracking other crops on the oil seeds and even on the other grains. We are facing a lot of issues with the government acreage.